So it had just rained pretty heavily before we took this drone video. So you'll see some puddles of water, one in the driveway there. Beautiful site selection for their dome and the yard around the dome. They cleared out most of the smaller trees and left some of the bigger ones to provide some shade and give it a bit of a park-like feel. And then you may notice, especially once we get up in the air and look down again, that they had sort of an inner fence. They had the cleared area for the yard, and then they kind of had a smaller inner fence around that encompassed the concrete dome. And what was at one time, we think, a structure where they were mixing the concrete to make the concrete dome. So they had basically an in-ground water holding reservoir, and then a covered structure where they would mix the concrete for that, because it would have been extremely labor intensive to make that concrete dome. If you get up close and look at that, and I don't know how close we'll get with the drone, but there are basically dozens of layers which would have been all hand mixed and hand poured in order to create the dome. It is on a concrete foundation, actually, which when you're doing something like that, I'm sure that's what you want, because there is a lot of weight to that dome. You don't really know it till you get up and look at it, but that dome, it's really thick. It's really well made, and it's about 9 feet high. Hey. The pictures can be a little misleading because they make it look not small, but they make it look, 6 feet high, 7 feet high. The thing is a good 9 feet high, I'd say, to the top, if not higher. And the concrete is maybe a foot thick at the base, and gets a little thinner as you go up. But I mean, it's still 6-8 inches at least as you get to the top of the doorway there. I think we were out there doing a few different videos that day. You can see the stovepipe. They had some kind of wood stove in there. The door is open, by the way. It has a good kind of a standard house door, a 6-panel steel door. It's just open for this video. And there is a window in the back.